You're listening to BVZ Radio, the voice of Bear. And hey, it's Ryan Maloney, and you're listening to the Retro Rush Hour on BVZ Radio. Hey, we're back after spring break, and St. Paddy's Day, special show today. We've got one of my very best friends in the whole wide world, Mr. Am I pronouncing this right? Corey Harper?
It's a silent C, but that's fine.
Oh, sorry, Ori Harper.
There you go.
Or is it Kuri Hupu?
It depends on which dialect. If you go with the Putku dialect, it's Kuru Hupu, but anything's fine.
Okay, got it, yeah. So in case you couldn't tell, me and Mr. Harper have been very good friends since sophomore year. We roomed together in Lawrence. We did quite a few, shenanigans there, would you say?
I'd have different words for them, but yeah.
Okay. What would be your words? Because we did some things and some stuff.
Yeah, that's how I would describe it. We did some things.
Well, we used to. Well, we'll get into the stories. We'll get into the stories eventually during the show, I'm sure. But me and Mr. Harper enjoy lifting together, and we especially I wanted to bring him on because we have such a very different perspective on music and
everything.
And everything really, and it's
most stuff. There's certain overlaps.
There's overlaps, and I think these songs best represent those overlaps, or lack thereof.
Chinese food.
What's that?
Yeah, plus Chinese food.
Right, plus Chinese food. So yeah, we're going to get to the music.
Get to it.
And most of these songs, too, are comprised of basically inside jokes that only me and Mr. Harper know of. You guys aren't going to understand it, but we're going to play the music anyway because it's good and it's listenable.
And we're in charge.
So, hey, So, here we are. We're going to start off with Hootie and the Blowfish, Only Want to Be With You, BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. You're listening to the Retro Rush Hour on BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. Hey, we're back here. I'm with my good friend, Mr. Corey Harper. We still kicking it? Yeah, lightweight indeed. So speaking of lightweight, we're talking about lifting, and lifting is something that me and Harper have kind of been doing. We've been doing it for a year actually now. This is kind of our year anniversary of lifting, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so last March, I guess, we started, seriously, like, kind of going hard in the gym, and we've just been kind of lifting ever since, and we've kind of picked up the culture, I would say. I mean, you more so than me, but, I mean, we've kind of embraced the whole, douchebaggy kind of gym rat, that whole life. We about that life now, I suppose.
Yeah, we about that life.
So to speak. And should we talk about Barron's finest, the fine gentleman that we see at the Barron gym every?
I would love to make comments about these people on there. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll talk about Barron's finest because I can't imagine any of them are listening, and even if they are, they wouldn't know that we're talking about them. So every time we go to the gym now,
and we can always talk in somewhat code.
Yes, exactly. So every time we go to the gym now, it's absolutely packed. Like, it wasn't this way last semester, but now it's just like literally you walk in and you're waiting for a bench or you're waiting for a machine or something. It's kind of ridiculous. And there are certain regulars among these crowds of people that we like to call Barron's finest. And
now some of the regulars are okay. Don't get me wrong.
Some of the regulars are okay.
Are fine.
Yes, exactly. And
these are the regulars who should not only not be regulars, but shouldn't be once in a whilers or evers.
Yeah, they should
never be there.
Yes, they should be those kids who like walk into the gym like, hey, let's see what this is all about. And then they walk in and then they're like, oh, not for me. And then they leave and they never come back or indeed enter a gym ever again. Like it's just, they clearly don't belong. So I guess
this isn't based completely off of size, strength, anything.
Oh,
like
no. Yeah. And there's no, like, I mean, we're not judging to say, like, I mean, if you legitimately want to improve yourself, that's great. If you want to go to the gym to, just mess around, be one of these kids.
Yeah.
So our first usual suspect is probably Beater Kid, I would say.
Yeah, he would be the captain, I would say. If Barron's finest was a team, he would probably be the captain.
So Beater Kid he comes into the gym every day and he wears a beater. Literally, you will not see this kid in the gym not wearing a beater. Like, it's every time. And this kid is probably about 110 pounds soaking wet. And he comes in and he brings like his little brigade of like...
On the heaviest day of his life.
On the heaviest day of his life. And he brings his little...
a big meal, hasn't pooped in months. Heaviest he's ever been. He's about 120 pounds.
Yep. And every time he brings his little brigade of like... misfits, I want to say, like people who, he wants to school in the art of lifting, and he'll come in and he'll be like, he'll just start talking, he'll start doing like his reps and everything, and it's like he'll start like teaching. I don't even know some of the stuff he says. You actually listen to him sometimes.
Yeah, well, yeah, I try not to, but I overhear. And with this kid, first of all, the appearance is one thing. The beater, that's all part of him. But the reason why he's so bad is there's a couple do's and don'ts at the gym. There's videos on YouTube that'll say, like, don't be that guy in the gym. One of those, the common person that you don't want to be in the gym is the coach. The coach is somebody who goes up to people and is like, yeah, man, you want to extend that pulley to get full tension on that. Now, that's one of the worst things you can be in the gym, and that's what this kid is. However, the problem occurs where, now let's say some guy walks up, bigger dude, clearly knows what he's doing, has been lifting for years, put on some muscle, he knows what he's doing. If he wants to come up to me and say, hey, man, you should try this, you know what? That's still annoying as hell, still didn't ask for your help, but whatever. But when a 110, 115-pound kid who clearly, like, has just found his way into the gym this year and started looking up YouTube videos, when all I hear out of his mouth is, yeah, the curl is really the best exercise, but you want to make sure you keep full extension and get full tension on your thighs, It's really annoying and distracting.
Exactly. So there's this kid, and one of the kids that he brings in regularly
this fine specimen,
is Squirrel Kid. Yeah. And this kid is he's a bit of a portly fellow, I would say. To not to put too fine a point on it.
Yeah, putting it nicely.
And he comes in and he there's something about his face. He just looks like a human squirrel. He looks like a squirrel. Yeah. He's very squirrely. And you just look at him and he's got this like real stupid grin on his face, and he just kind of like, walks in with his chest out, and he's all like, I'm in the gym. I don't belong here.
His whole aura, whenever you see him, it's just like, wow, I'm in the gym.
Yeah.
It's cool. That's him.
It's almost like he thinks that this is like he's stepped back 10 years and he's now on like the playground again. Like that's what it looks like. I mean, to watch this kid like interact with people.
Like he thinks he's on a jungle gym.
Yeah. It's so irritating, and it's so like you just want to strangle him. Like, didn't I tell you about the one time where I literally had like a really like
vision of strangling him?
Yeah, like a vision of just like knocking him over, like one punching him into the weights. Like, oh God, just irritated me so bad. And okay, so we got Beater Kid, we got Squirrel Kid. Who else?
Let's call him Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, the kid of a particular hair color.
Ah, yes, okay, yes.
So we'll leave that part out just to keep it somewhat anonymous here.
Yeah.
Because it's like the only one. But this is my personal favorite and in a way least favorite. This kid, he's a decent sized kid. He's got a decent build. So I mean, he clearly, I mean, he belongs in a gym, but my problem with him is that, first of all, he just has this thing where he stares at me. At every time I look at the kid, he's staring at somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Not looking around in between sets. I'm talking staring. And then the worst part about it is this kid is dog ugly. This kid he's legitimately one of the ugliest people I've ever seen in my entire life.
and he really, like, oh my God.
Is that an understatement?
Oh, that's you hit the nail on the head there. And I
hit the head on the nail.
Hit the head on the nail there. And
yeah.
And it reminds me of, like, well, we talk. There's this kid from our old high school. We could name drop him. Why not? Greg Harrington. And literally, like, this this kid at the gym reminds us of Greg Harrington, because Greg Harrington was the type of kid at our high school to literally walk into a classroom and be like, "Bah, I'm Greg Harrington, bah!" And then the entire room would just erupt in laughter. And it's like, what? What? Why is that funny? You just said your name. And you're ugly as sin. What? And this kid, Eddie was able to, like, you know, date decent looking girls, and, like, you know, he was a popular kid, and I never understood it. And that's who this kid at the gym reminds me of, because he's just so ugly.
Yeah, he's by far one of the ugliest kids I've ever seen in my life. And yet he just stares. He just stares. He has this stupid, ugly look on his face.
No reason, just, you know, you could be doing a bench and then he'll just stare, and it's like...
And it's like, hey, man, am I wearing your T-shirt or something? You're staring at me. Is this your shirt? You want it back? I didn't realize it was your shirt, man. You can have it if you stop staring at me. Maybe he's scared to look in a mirror, so he looks everywhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't know. And then, okay, I think we have time for one more. Who else among Barons?
I would say we'll say people of a... Oriental descent.
Oh God, I don't want to. Well, we can't. I don't want to generalize, but there are a certain choice few that are of that descent. I would say that are, you know, do things a bit differently. We'll say.
Yeah. For example, there's a machine in there that you can do pull-ups on, and you can do dips on.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the dips are where you hold about, you know, right outside your shoulder length, and then you dip in to the movement, and then you push out. Pull-ups are, everybody knows what pull-ups are. Now, it's a machine with both of those. The dips are done at about, I'd say, Ryan, like 3 feet off the ground?
Yep.
4 feet off the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then the pull-up handles are about 7 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
What this kid goes and does is, instead of doing dips in a normal spot, like a normal person, he climbs. Okay, I'm going to say he climbs to the top of the machine, about 7 feet in the air, and does dips. Now, he's doing the exact same exercise that he can do where it's supposed to be done 4 feet lower, but he feels the need to climb like a monkey in the air and do dips in the air. And it does nothing. There's no reason.
It does not make any sense. It's like you could get the same. Hey buddy, excuse me. You could actually do the same exercise, lifting the same weight, and not look like an idiot 3 feet lower.
Yeah,
like
and then the one who was he was like, there's a Smith machine, which is kind of like a benching machine. It has like
except it's on like a thing, yeah.
Yeah, he had it locked at the top, climbed up on it, locked his legs in it, and was doing like upside down crunches on it. Once again,
that's not what that machine is for.
No, that's not what that's for. See, the Smith machine can be used for a lot of things.
Yeah, that's not one of them.
It's a great machine. You can use it for a lot of stuff. Upside down hanging crunches are not one of them.
Exactly. Just the people. If you ever want a good, you know, like if you ever, you know, lose out on getting those circus tickets or whatever, you know, try the Baron Gym.
Yeah, give it a shot. You even if you're not there to lift. Hell, 90% of the people there aren't there to lift anyway. They just talk and yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. On that note, we're going to get back into the music here. This is one of your favorites, Harp. It's I'm Walking Away by Craig David on BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. You're listening to BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. Hey, that's Good Vibrations by Marky Mark on the Retro Rush Hour. I'm Ryan Maloney. I'm here with Corey Harper, and we're talking about movies. That's what we were talking about before the break, right?
Yep,
movies?
that was it.
Yep. So movies. I mean, speaking on the same lines as Marky Mark. So we just me and Mr. Harper went to go see 300: Rise of an Empire. And yesterday, and we have a bit of a differing opinion on these types of movies.
Per Ryan's request.
Per my request, of course. No, I'm not a big fan of these types of movies. I am, I like smart movies, movies you have to think about and that prove
like
valuable.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, actually, yes, like Groundhog Day, Mr. Harper. Me and Harper have a thing about Groundhog Day. That he is not a fan of Bill Murray or Groundhog Day or smart writing and directing and acting.
Whereas Ryan, on the other hand, would tell you that the movie Groundhog Day is a 9 out of 10.
That's right. It is. It is a fantastic movie. That movie changed my life. And screw you for thinking otherwise. Now, Mr. Harper will also tell you that the movie Battleship, the one that came out a couple years ago and everybody forgot about based on a board game, a Hasbro board game, is actually a really good movie.
I actually wouldn't tell you that. But,
yes, you would.
But now, since we're talking about, what movies are based off of, I would much rather watch a movie based off a board game than a movie based off some stupid holiday involving a large rodent.
Because that's the point of Groundhog Day, is the holiday. It has nothing to do with, Bill Murray and his character arc. No. But, the movie Battleship, I mean, there's so much to that. You got the battleships and the aliens, and Liam Neeson shows up for a couple scenes. I mean, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of subtlety there, I think.
Yeah, but you also got to remember that this is coming from Ryan Maloney, a guy who, if a movie is not foreign and has like English subtitles and it's like spoken Korean, or if it's not black and white, he just thinks it's stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, every movie can't be Transformers, I suppose, with just giant robots, smashing each other at, every waking moment. Shia LaBeouf running around screaming, no, not every movie can, reach those heights.
That's true.
So
I guess we just got to leave it to movies like Groundhog Day, where he repeats the same day over and over and over for the entire movie. That's some exciting, on the edge of your seat type stuff right there.
Yeah. So
Bill
anyway,
Murray's hilarious.
Bill Murray is hilarious. All jokes aside, he is the man, and
No,
I will not
He's
have
the
you
joke.
saying otherwise.
He's the joke.
So anyway, 300.
Yeah,
We went to go see 300, and I don't know what would be. You go ahead and share your thoughts first on this movie, Mr. Harper.
I thought the movie 300 was entertaining, and I thought it was good overall. I thought it was very entertaining. Now Ryan's gonna sit here and say that there were no subtitles. It wasn't in black and white. Blah blah blah. But nonetheless, it was still an entertaining movie. Would I say it's a work of art or a masterpiece? No. If you're looking to go to the theater to get entertained, should you see it? Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I mean, I'll say this: I was entertained by making fun of it. I think there are so many funny moments in this movie that just like are unintentionally hilarious. Like there's a scene where you got the Persian ships coming out and you got the Greek ships coming out, and they're all phallic shaped, of course, because the movie is one big homoerotic thing. So
No, it's not.
I guess it's not. But anyway, you got the Persian ships coming in, and they go between these like rocks, and the one captain yells rocks. And it's just, it's hilarious the way he does it. So we were just pretty much sitting in the theater the rest of the time going like, swords, shields, blood. Like, it was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. What else did we laugh at that movie? The sex scene was pretty funny.
There was a lot of like funny comments being made.
Yeah. The sex scene was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was good.
And you want to know something funny too? We were talking about our buddy Doug, and Doug was telling me about it because he actually went to go see it during break, and he was saying, "Yeah, man, the sex scene goes on way too long." I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm about to find out." And then we went to see it, and I was like, I mean, I didn't think it was that long, and I mean, I don't know. I disagree with his assessment.
I'd say the scene wasn't that long. No pun intended.
Yeah. Well, it's and I got the point of it. Like it was, it was basically what's her name, Eva Green, and the other main dude, Testicles. Wasn't his name Testicles?
Yeah, Testicles God of Balls.
Right, Testicles God of Balls. He's just, they're doing a little dance, making a little love, and they're just kind of basically trying to get the best of each other, like climbing on top of one another. So I got it. It just was hilarious.
Yeah, and then based off that later, she makes a comment, and I'm going to try to quote this, still being appropriate here.
Yeah.
You fight harder than you bleed.
Yes.
Which was funny.
It was funny. Yes. So that's a movie. Did it really need to be made? No, not really. Because they kept reminding us like, hey, this is happening right when Gerard Butler and the other 299 dudes are fighting Xerxes. It's like, okay, we got it. Thanks. It just, I don't know. Did it need to be made? No. And that's all there is to that, really.
Yeah, I'm glad it was made, though, and I hope there's a third.
Oh, there'll be a third, for sure. This one made too much money. I think it's at, like $80 million already right now? Like, no. I mean, it's literally just shooting a bunch of shirtless dudes in front of a green screen.
81 million.
Oh, 81 million. Oh, okay. Thanks, man. I forgot you know a lot about movies and stuff.
Yeah. My favorite actor is Ramen Noodle.
Yeah. That's the other thing our buddy Doug said when he was talking about the movie Green Lantern, which he actually enjoys, by the way. That's a whole another conversation in itself. Yeah. But he was saying like, yeah, my favorite actor is Ramen Noodles, like trying to say Ryan Reynolds. And we were just like, no, Doug, no. It's no, Ryan Reynolds. Oh, Ryan Reynolds. So that's a thing. All right. Well, I guess we'll launch before my voice dies completely here. God, I was sick over break. That's why my voice is dead. But hey, we're going to pull, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're going to play our next song here. It's You Remind Me by Usher on BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron.
Yo, I ain't seen you in a minute. Me through. This is why I just can't get with you. What you came to do tonight.
New York City.
You're listening to BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. That's Ryan Cabrera on the way down. I'm Ryan Maloney. You're here with me and my buddy Corey Harper. How we doing, Corey?
Still right over here.
That's good. Good to hear. So, Corey and I were just talking about things and stuff. And Narnia. A mystical land called Narnia.
When's the last time you were there?
I was there over spring break.
Really?
No.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, but I dreamt about it a lot.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Actually, I didn't even really do that. I was there. I was in Narnia in January, and it was it was all right. We met up with Aslan, and he we defeated the White Witch.
You know who I saw last time I was in Narnia?
Who?
The South African liberator, Nigeria Fagut.
Nigeria Fagut, really?
Yeah, Nigeria Fagut.
I can't. Oh, God. Inside jokes. So me and Harper have this thing about Narnia to shift away from the South African liberator Nigeria Fagut, which would just be, I don't even want to broach that topic.
Yeah, we can't really broach it, but he's a great guy.
He's a great guy. And so back in Lawrence, this is literally probably like 2 years ago when we lived together in Lawrence. Literally. We joked about Narnia, and I don't know why. I don't know how it came up. I think it was literally just like us running through Lawrence, like shirtless, yelling "For Narnia!" And then like people would be like, "Shut up, sophomore," because I was the only sophomore that lived there, so they called me sophomore kid, and it was great. We wrote up we took like a bunch of paper, we just wrote "For Narnia" on it, posted them all like around the hall, like in the showers and stuff. Oh my God. Good times. And then,
speaking of the showers, that was around the time when we found a giant turd in the shower.
We did. Oh my God, that was a thing. That was around like the last week, wasn't it?
I think that was when we posted those signs, if I remember correctly.
It must have been because I remember getting up in the morning and like just seeing this, like stepping into the shower and then realizing that somebody had took a big lanky poop on the shower.
Like, there's one of two ways that went down. Either one, they took a poop and then, like, somehow transported it into the shower, which is weird as heck.
Yeah.
Or option two, they just straight pooped in the shower. Now, my question for you, Ryan Maloney.
Yeah.
What do you think is weirder?
Oh, my God. See...
Kind of just straight crapping in the shower, just like, that seems like a good place, and just pooping in the shower, or pooping where you're supposed to, and then being like, haha, I've got an idea, and then taking it and putting it in the shower.
And that's, okay, so I guess my thinking is, because always when it comes to these type of things that me and Harper talk about, I try to put myself in the perspective of the person who's nonetheless completely out of touch with humanity to do such a thing. Yeah, and a complete idiot, but I try to put myself in their place. So I guess maybe I would say that the slightly less, weird of those two would be like maybe there was just a kid who it's 3 a.m. He's sick he's just sick. And he goes in the shower and he's like, well, I'm sick. There's something wrong with my digestive system. I have a worm or a virus or something. Well, time to go to the bathroom. Uh-oh, no time for that. And then just lets one loose. And then just...
Now, same question, same scenario, except there was no sickness involved.
Well, then it's... wow, yeah.
Which is worse?
Yeah, which is worse?
I can tell you my opinion.
Yeah, tell me yours, because, yeah.
In my opinion... And it's not night and day here. It's very, very close. But I would say shitting in the toilet and then bringing it in there.
Okay,
My reason for that would be the transportation process.
Yeah.
If you're in the toilet and you go to bring it in there, how are you carrying it, A? And B, that's the moment where you should do what we like to call taking a step back. So imagine you're in the bathroom, you just defecated in the toilet, and you think, aha, I've got it. I'm an immature freshman. I'm going to bring poop and put it in the shower because that's hilarious. So imagine you pick it up and you're mid-transportation. Take a step back right there.
Just look at
You're
yourself
in a
in one of
college
the
dorm
yeah.
with poop in your hand, taking it to a shower. You took it out of the place it was supposed to be to bring it to the shower.
Yeah.
And now you, my friend, are a complete and utter idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Or
yeah.
at least if you're in the shower and you're like, oh, I gotta go, and you're like, well, I'm an idiot. I'm a freshman. I'm just gonna poop in here as a joke since I'm here anyway. That's not quite as bad in my opinion. Still bad.
Yeah, but what do you say to those people who just like they don't even like? I guess that's my thing. Like if you're doing it, like I agree with that, but like at the same time, like if you're doing it as a joke, there's conscious, like you're conscious of yourself in some respect. Like at least you're like, okay, I understand what I'm doing. I clearly don't have any respect for others, or I clearly don't realize the fact that I'm a complete idiot. But, I mean, at least you have some consciousness about it. Whereas if you just poop in the shower and you just leave it there, you don't think to, like, clean it up, or you just do it, like, for whatever reason, maybe there's some consciousness there, but it's still, like, wow.
That's true, but
you just
if
did
anything,
that.
there's more, like, making the conscious effort to poop in a toilet and then pull it out and transport it to a shower and leave it there and, like, go hide in your room, like...
Yeah. I mean... I'd like to open this forum, this discussion to several other of our listeners here today. I have to wonder, what do you think, dear listeners? What do you think? Send us your responses. Send us your comments. What's your stance on this issue? Because I'm legitimately...
The question is which is worse. Because keep in mind, there's no sickness involved, nothing like that.
Right.
So just straight.
You have to take it at face value.
You pooped in the shower, which keep in mind is super weird because you're pooping in a stand that you're standing up in a shower pooping, or pooping in a toilet and then saying, "Ha, I'm going to be a jokester," and bringing it in.
Message me on Twitter your responses. That's at Retro Rush Hour. Just message me your response. I don't know if you want to take this straight to BVC Radio. You can. They'll probably know it's me. They'll know it's my show. But send us what you think, because I'm curious. I'd like to hear some outside opinions on this debate. And on that note, we're going to transition into our obscure song of the day. This is a little ditty that I like to sing sometimes whenever Jack Daniels is brought up or something involving Jack. I like to bring up Captain Jack. It's an obscure dance song from the 90s, and it's just entertaining. It's a very entertaining song. So here it is. We're going to play Captain Jack by Captain Jack on BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron.
Hey yo, Captain Jack. Hey yo.
Thank God it's Friday night, and I just got paid. Yeah.
I'm broke.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Birchmount Stadium, home of the Robbie.
Birchmount Stadium, home of the Robbie. It's BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. You're listening to the Retro Rush Hour. I'm here with my buddy Corey Harper. We're just about to close out the show. Mr. Harper, tell us about your beef with that song, because we were just talking about that. Your problem with people singing that song.
Oh, that song that na 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 na.
Yes.
when people sit there and like know the lyrics to that entire song, I have a very, very large problem with it.
Which I do. I know all the lyrics to that song, and I was actually just singing it to him on the phone, and he threatened to hang up. So it was a good time.
Yeah, which I should have done. But the reason why I have a huge problem with that is because when people sing it, it's almost like they're singing it in a manner like, check me out. I know all the lyrics to this song. I went on lyrics.com and memorized it. Also, I have nothing going for me.
I'm a computer programmer, but I don't actually program computers. I sit in my mom's base. It's like, what it reminds me of is my old roommate, Brandon. He knew all the lyrics to that song, and I think that's probably the image you get from that.
Exactly. And it's almost like when somebody knows the lyrics to that song, whenever the song comes on, you can tell, like, their eyes light up, and they're almost like, oh, my God, this is my chance to shine. And then they'll, like, start singing all the lyrics, and it's like, shut up. Nobody cares about that song, and nobody cares about you.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I say this as someone who knows all the lyrics and can sing that entire song. Yes, yeah, you're exactly right. There is a certain
hitting the head on the nail, so to speak.
Yeah, hitting the head on the nail, so to speak.
Yeah, the head on the nail.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I guess we'll close out the old show here. Just remains for me to thank Mr. Corey Harper for coming on. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate your input.
No problem. I'll expect my check in the mail.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have that to you. And just let you guys know that you could follow me on Twitter at Retro Rush Hour, or you can see the very special playlist that we've played today at grooveshark.com/Retro Rush Hour. Maybe even get a sneak peek at next week's playlist. My next set of special guests. It's going to be an exciting time. It always is. So, yeah. Thanks again, Mr. Harper. Keep listening to BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. Be safe if you're drinking tonight. We're going to close you out with both me and Mr. Harper's one of our favorite songs. It's End of the Road by Boyz II Men on BVZ Radio, the voice of Barron. Thanks for listening.